There's three guaranteed things in this world: death, taxes, and high school football on a Friday night in the fall. Welcome into the Prep Rally. I'm your host, Ahmad Hicks. Last night, CBC and Chaminade kicked off week 3 of the season where the Cadets took down the Red Devils for the 12th straight time. Tonight, we had a few other teams trying to end some losing streaks. Big night at Ladue, the first ever home night game for the program, and the first game at their gorgeous new stadium. And they got started the right way. The opening kickoff, the very first play at Ladue's new stadium, is a 90-yard kickoff return by Mason Player that puts the Rams up 6-0. You can't write it any better than that. Ladue would add on later on, though, in the first. Gideon Bowden runs the short one in for the score as the Rams went up 14-0 and tested out their new lights to celebrate. Ladue would beat Webster Groves, who have now lost 13 games in a row, by the final score of 42-8. DeBerg hosting Trinity Catholic tonight. Terrence Curry and the Titans still looking for their first win. First possession of the game. Look at the nice read by Tyler Hibbler to make the nice interception. I'm sure TC loved that one. And with that, would set up this. Devon Paulette, nice cutback, and he will get it over the line for the score. And now a little later on, quarterback Chris Cotton will escape trouble, and then he finds Demetrius Cannon for the first down. And Cannon, well, he wouldn't go down easily. The Titans are a tough bunch over there. That pushed them on to the goal line, and then it's Thomas Means following his blocks, and then he will reach the ball over the pylon. Trinity rolling at that point, and they will win, get this, 90-6. The game was called in the third quarter. Now for Cardinal Ritter taking on St. Dominic at home. Mekhi Hagans, he would drop back, has a little time before finding Frederick Moore for the touchdown, and the Lions will go up 20-7 after that score. Now second quarter, Mekhi Hagans, he drops back again. He's a lethal passer. He couldn't find anyone open, so he decides to just keep it for himself. He would bust through several defenders, and he would go all the way in for the score. And then watch this. He decides to get a little FaceTime. You gotta love it. Great hustle by Hagans. Cardinal Ritter wins 53-14. Now we're taking a little break. Last night, as I mentioned, the CBC Cadets won their 12th straight game over the Chaminade Red Devils, 56-26. Quarterback Aiden Robinson Wayne went for 415 all-purpose yards and 4 touchdowns. Up next, a showdown on ESPNU next Friday with DeSmet. Speaking of the Spartans, SLU visiting DeSmet, and the Spartan baseball state champs showing off their shiny new rings in the crowd. It was all DeSmet in this one. Early in the second, Spartan quarterback A.J. Frazier lost this one up to Jacalen Johnson, who does the rest. He gets in the end zone. A great play. Spartans up 35-0. Later in the second quarter, Junior Bills quarterback Brendan Hanna puts this one up deep, but it's picked off by Jordan Calvin of DeSmet, who runs it back to about the 5-yard line, and then the Spartans would pound it in on the ground to go up 42-0 at halftime. They go on to win big, 49-7. Now for Kirkwood and Marquette, the Pioneers without their Mizzou commit Jay Macklin for a few more weeks. Good thing they have Jackson Fortner. Cannon Neslich unloads, and Fortner is there. 76 yards later, Kirkwood goes up 7-0. Now their student section loved that. Cue the fight song. And then the Pioneers trying to add a little bit more in the second quarter, but Chase Callahan had other plans. A pick 6. Game tied at 7 after that one, and the Mustangs roll 42-23. Now for the Golden Griffins of Vianney taking on Elias Crusaders. Vianney down 7 when Cannon Barkham and Hunter Gifoy fake out the cameraman and go in for the equalizer. But that was just the beginning of the fun. 2 minutes left in the half. The Crusaders march all the way down the field when Jacob Weaver connects with Griffin Bush-Joss to put Elias back up 21-14. But the Griffins said, "Hold my Gatorade bottle." With 1 minute remaining in the half, Griffin John finds Jacob McCauley, and he has reservations for 6. Griffins tie it up at 21, but Elias defeats Vianney 41-28. Now to Normandy at St. Mary's. First quarter, Cornell Green, he would hand it off to Caleb Carvin. He takes the handoff, goes outside, and watch what he does. He just runs past all the Dragons, that beautiful sunset, as he goes in for the score. St. Mary's still up 14-12 after that one. Now still in the first, Cameron McCoy, he will find Chase Hendricks. Watch this diving catch in the end zone. Oh man, what a play. St. Mary goes up 20-12, and last check, it was St. Mary's leading 52-24. Now, the Harvest Moon over Oakfield didn't bring any luck for the Tigers tonight. Hosting McClure, and the Comets' defense was relentless. Snuffing out this screen pass right there. Great defense. Coach Brown will love that. Now, watch the great effort here by McClure quarterback Jalen Gardner. He can't find a receiver, and he has to escape 2 tacklers in the backfield, but he gets away and fights through a few more defenders, and he breaks it into the open field. He sheds a couple more tacklers before he is finally brought down. Great run by Gardner as he and the Comets win 42-0. Hazelwood West taking on Melville at home this afternoon. Melville's ball, and it comes loose on the snap. Hazelwood West's Charles Davis is there. He takes it all the way for the touchdown to put the Wildcats on the board. Now, as we'll fast forward after this touchdown, it's second quarter. Isaiah Hanneman Lewis throws it to Steven Haverstick, but the Wildcats defense comes up big. Great tackle by Jatarius McKinney. Hazelwood West will end up winning that game 31-0.